championship celebration. The team practiced today. We'll leave for Kansas City tomorrow and face Arizona, Colorado, or Houston in the quarterfinals of the Big 12 championship. We'll let Coach give an opening statement about the last few days and then field any questions you have in the room.
Well, geez, the last, you guys, 48 hours since the Baylor game, it's been a blur. But what a special moment for our program, special moment for our school to win our first Big 12 championship in basketball and to do it, on that stage. It was a little surreal in regards to you're playing your rival in Waco with a winner-take-all game to decide the outright league championship was awesome. It couldn't have been better. But you guys winning a league title, I think it's the hardest thing to do because it's 3 months, 2 games a week, over 18 games. And you got to navigate your own team and all the stuff that comes with that, and injuries. And could not be more proud of this group and what they have accomplished so far. Today was a really light practice, but it was fun to get everybody together. We gave them yesterday off. But there's just a fun energy, excitement. And anytime, regardless of how you did in the regular season, when you get to turn the page and go to your conference tournament, everybody's 0-0, and it's a one-and-done environment. Winner stays, loser goes home, and so our team's excited for that and excited to get to Kansas City and get that going and see what we can make of that opportunity. Yeah, good question. So today we just did all non-contact, all shooting, and got a good sweat just to get them going again. They had a lift, and then tomorrow we'll do a normal practice, compete and play 5-on-5. We won't start working on a scout at all. And then we fly there tomorrow afternoon. So we'll get into Kansas City and be able to get a dinner. And then you start your preparation on Thursday. So you'll get to go live scout the game that we'll be playing. Each coach, we divide all these teams up in our league. So each coach has their team that they've had during the regular season. And go watch that game, and then we'll start our scout and film session after that game and dive into it. And then it's a 1:30 tip on Friday. So that'll be the routine this week. Yeah, for sure. So again, that's why we gave them Sunday off or Monday off, today light. And tomorrow, some kids are banged up a little bit, so some kids will also take tomorrow off. But you have this week and next week, you get a big chunk of time off before the selection show. So between this week and next week, you have a chance for, just the bumps and bruises and wear and tear that come with the regular season to allow them to recover. So a couple kids sat out today, and then we'll see how they feel tomorrow and whether or not they need another day off. No doubt. March Madness is here, so it's the best time of the year. Not only do those big three give, our team and staff confidence, but each other. They're at the point, and they've been there for a while, where they truly trust each other on the court when they're in the battles together. At this point, they know each other's games so well and each other's personality. It's been fun to watch those three come together. And really, though, it's our village. We talked about today. To accomplish this, it takes a whole team, and everybody has different roles on a team and contribute to impacting winning in different ways, but they're all equally important, and you got as you go through this journey, it's a long grind. There's kids that don't get to play a lot on the court, but that doesn't mean those kids, that their role is any less important than anybody else. And so today was a neat opportunity for me as a leader to make sure everyone understands how thankful I am and in our staff and to accomplish all of this. And obviously, you have the award season's coming out here soon. And so just making sure that it takes a village to accomplish what we've done. It truly has. And we have such a special group of kids.
What are the conversations like amongst you with, I guess, regarding what's still left to accomplish and the goals you guys still have?
Yeah, it's fun. You're still trying to get better. That's a never-ending goal over the course of the season. And so even from the Baylor game, there's stuff, that they did that made us a little uncomfortable that we got to keep working on. And I think one of the neat things about this team and how old they are and mature, it's their last chance to make a run and to try to cut nets in Kansas City and in March Madness and try to make a deep run in that tournament. And so they're just such a seasoned group, and they know the high stakes that we're playing for. It's really neat. They're hungry. And they've had a chip. One of the things we've had all season is a chip on our shoulder. To come from where we've come. I mean, it was a year ago we had these darn open tryouts to now this. And then each one of their individual journeys and how they ended up at TCU. You just have a collection of hungry young people that are out to prove something. Yeah. Yeah, it really is a puzzle, you guys. And there's a basketball component to that, and there's a human element component to that. And you're trying to nail both of those pieces and it's hard to blend it all and get it right. The personalities got to complement each other. The egos got to be willing to complement each other, and then you got to get the basketball piece to complement your system. And I think our staff's done an incredible job these last 2 years of building it and putting it together. And that's the art of college athletics right now because of the portal and the high turnover. It's also the fun part. I know a lot of people complain about it, but it's the challenge. And that challenge happens every year of can we figure this out? Can we put it together? Can we get it right? I know I love it. Because it keeps you up late at night. It wakes you up early in the morning trying to figure it out. And it's not, the portal season opens March 25th, so we're not very far away from that. And we got to do it all over again. And I love that part. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it in college athletics, but I love the challenge of putting the roster together and assembling it and making sure it clicks and works.
Well, you talked about elite talent you have, but how important is it to have so many players on your team that have had elite postseason experience?
Huge. Yeah, no question. You nailed like the Baylor game. That moment, that's a big-time stage, a big-time moment. Not only for our school and program, to be in that position, but for these kids on national television. And these kids, our whole roster is filled with players that have competed in March Madness at the highest level, from winning national championships to playing in Final Fours and Sweet 16s. But our roster is built with a whole bunch of those kids. And so to say this, I think it's accurate. This group's built for March, like they truly are. And so they're excited. The moment's not going to scare them at all. They actually love it. They live for it. It's awesome. And so first step, though, take care of Kansas City and see what we can make of that. And that's really a small window of what March Madness is. For us, we got to win 3 games to cut the nets in Kansas City. And in March, it's 6 games to cut nets. And so this is a great one-and-done experience that we get to have in Kansas City that really, truly is a great preparation for the NCAA tournament. Donovan Hunter's been incredible. But, I mean, they kind of go together. You know, Taylor Bigbie and Donovan Hunter are two, selfless winners. And for them, they have such huge roles with our team. And for them to come in and out of the starting lineup, that's not an easy thing to do. And both of them have done whatever's best for the team. They've been all in, but they're just incredible young people. To do what they're doing, you have to have some just high character to allow me to coach them, allow me to try and attempt to do what's best for our team that week, that game. And so Donovan, it's neat. They each one of them bring different things to our team. But it also impacts Hailey. You know, when Donovan's out, Hailey's at the 1. And that Hailey Van Lith at the point guard's a different Hailey than when Hailey's at the 2. And so it's, you know, I've said it for a long time, but you truly have had 6 starters all season. I said that early on. And it's shaken out that way. But it's neat to see how our bench over the course of the season, you know, Deasia and Aaliyah have just given us incredible, valuable minutes during the home stretch of this season. But it's at the point now that this group understands, and there's other kids that haven't had the chance to play a huge role that I completely trust if they're needed, and there's numbers called that they'd be ready. And so, but that's what a team is you in February, March, you have to have players step up. Yeah, for sure. You can talk about the offensive side of the ball, but also the defensive side of the ball, right? Like, so when Donovan's in, she oversees stopping the ball and does a great job against other teams' point guard, and it moves Hailey off the ball. And then on the offensive side of the ball, you know, when Hailey's at the point and Bigbie is out there, it changes the way teams have to guard us. And so it's a fun game of chess as you play with those kids in the guard spots. And then we've been tinkering around with the big lineup when you put Aaliyah at the 4 and bump Agnes to the 3. And so Agnes, Aaliyah, Sedona is a really big, strong, physical 3-4-5. And so lately we've been tinkering a little bit in these games with the different lineups down the home stretch. And because of March, you just don't know who you're going to face and what you're going to need. And are they man? Do they zone? Do they press? So you just want to be prepared for all of it. No, I don't spend any time with the poll seeding because you have no control over it. I do know you got control over the next game. And so I bury myself in film, bury myself in getting our team ready for the next game. And that's all we could truly control. And so at the end of the day, there's a selection committee. I know they do bracketology. I knew they do the NCAA reveals, the top 16. And those are all fun, but those are all, if the season ended today, this is where you would be at. Well, I got news. You lose, you won't be where you want to be. And so keep focusing on the things that you can control. And I think our team has done a great job of staying focused and attacking every game as it comes. Which is why I don't think we've stubbed our toe this year and lost to a team we're not supposed to lose to, which is why I think we have the resume that we do. Was that with the second and a half left, or at what point? Yeah, all foul. We did foul. If it's 5 seconds or less, if you're 10 or less, that's so much time left. It's not burning up the clock enough. If it's 5 or less, so I think Donovan was shooting the free throw. And at that point, there was 3 seconds left or so. So on the miss, the kids were told on a miss, take a foul. And so Hailey actually poked the ball loose. They didn't call a foul on that one, and the ball went out of bounds. So there was about a second and a half left. And then a second and a half left, you don't want a foul in case they catch and shoot it right away. So the 10 seconds or left situation, that's too much time on the clock. I want to play it out, but if it's 5 or less, we'll foul. Shorten the game. Good question. And there's, you guys, you watch these darn games. There's teams that don't foul and it works. There's teams that do foul and it doesn't work. And so you're taking an educated guess on all of it.
Anything else in the room for Coach?
Yeah. We, just a fun way to celebrate the group. So we got these for our team and players and staff and program, and just excited. This group is one of one. And so I'll wear this shirt and keep this shirt forever. But it was just something I had today, and then unique that we had the press conference, so I got to wear that. This was all unplanned. But yeah, I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know where we ordered it from. Jesse, our ops, found it and got it.
I know by the time you got here, TCU had invested resources in the program. They've been pretty good. Did you ever look back and see how bad this program used to be back like in the 80s? This was one of the worst ones in Division I. Did you ever go back and see how that's evolved? As long as we got here.
Yeah, I haven't gone back that deep. And obviously I just came from Sac State, which sounds similar to what you're saying. It hadn't had much history, but no, I do study it. Coach Mitty was here and was very successful, and had built a great program. It wasn't, it was during the transition into the Big 12 era. But I hadn't gone back past that, but I studied that of how he won, what they were doing, and the success that they had. And but that far back, just women's basketball in general was at such a different point than what it is now. And the landscape of college athletics is so different. There's just so many changes. And then obviously currently the state of the program, what we inherited was just rock bottom of the Power 4 level. And so as you look at, studying this situation in TCU, and as you're looking into the potential job opportunity of, okay, does it have the potential to become an elite women's basketball program? And as I was studying that, I thought it was just a sleeping giant, that you would have an opportunity to build a powerhouse in women's basketball. And you were hopeful, and so it's neat to see it come in fruition. I didn't know. I don't think anybody knew that it would happen in our second year. So it's. And there's so many things that you can't control on your journey, and there's so many moving parts. But it's cool. We're here now. We've arrived, and just to continue to build upon this season. And I think we're just truly getting started in regards to the full potential of what women's basketball can become here at TCU.
All right, thanks. Everyone. We'll be right back with Hailey.
Thanks, you guys. Good to see you.
All right, we have Hailey Van Lith here. All Hailey's done is win 139 victories, now a 2-time conference champion, and we anticipate her leading her team to 5 straight national seats in the NCAA tournament. There's a lot that's happened in the last 48 hours, so we'll take any questions you have in the room from Hailey.
It's one of those moments that you know that you're going to remember for the rest of your career. Really just the time spent with your teammates and the energy and the positivity and just the love that was, being felt at the moment. Probably going to remember that as one of the best moments of my college career. And we had a great time. It was so much fun. And I think it just was a culmination of all the love we've poured into each other all year. Yeah, I think, a lot of times people get caught up in the good things that we've done this season, but this season hasn't been super easy for us. Like, we've went through lows as a team. We've hit rock bottom. Girls sometimes, go through their own personal journeys of where they're at on their confidence. And I'm just super proud of us. It's hard no matter how you slice it, and everyone can make excuses about why their team didn't win it, why they weren't able to get it done. They had this going on. We had that stuff going on too, and at the end of the day, we got it done. And so I'm just super proud of us having a no excuse mentality, and we just did it for each other and played with passion and emotion, and we did something that is really, really hard. Only so many teams in the whole country can say they won their regular season.
You've been in college now for a while. You're one of those names that you've played for a long time. Do you feel like you've been in college for right now? You've become one of those players. You still playing college?
I mean, I did go to the Olympics this summer, so I'm doing a lot of things outside of college, that a lot of other people aren't doing. And I think people only say that about me because I'm one of the ones that they're paying a lot of attention to. There's a lot of girls that are taking their 5th years, and there's a lot of girls that are having success that I'm having that are taking their 5th years. And it's just a new norm. It's what's going to happen now. And it's funny to see people react and think about it negatively. But when you really analyze it, a lot of it comes down to frustration that, they didn't have that opportunity. And I'm not going to allow people to make me feel bad because I was blessed with this opportunity to play 5 years. So I think it's a great thing. I'm happy for anybody that wants to exhaust their eligibility. For a female in sports, the reality is the professional level just isn't as accessible or attainable as the men's side. So, to maximize on your brand and what you bring to the table and capitalize on your name, image, and likeness, you have to take advantage of that in college. And so a lot of people see it as a bad thing, but I'm happy for all my fellow female athletes, regardless of whether they play basketball, that are going to use up all the limelight they can to make the money they can while they're in college. It's extremely hard, and it's been hard for so long, and people are just now finally realizing how hard it is, but there's no time to relax. Like, you never have it made in the WNBA, even if you're a vet and you've been on the team for a while. Like, you have to be willing to compete every day. If you don't love the game, it's too hard. So, and that's another thing that makes it hard. Like, everybody that's made it loves the game with everything they have. That's the only way you can make it that long. So, you're competing every day in practice, every game, against someone who loves the game just as much as you. And so it's a battle, and I can't wait to take that step. I think that I'm going to be willing to embrace it, and, I love that part, just competing in general. It's what wakes me up in the morning. So I can't wait to join them. Yeah, it's been a unique balance all year of being humbled and having a ton of gratitude for the things that we've been able to do and the way that we've been able to trailblaze at this university. You don't want to take that for granted. Like, it is a really special year, and it's a special group. And so we're really trying to savor that. But at the same time, we have so much potential. And when we play our style and in our flow state, we really are one of the best teams, and we have the ability to compete on any given day. And so knowing that in the back of your head, you don't want to have any regrets. And I think that our team has a great balance of lifting each other up and being like, you're playing amazing, like being encouraging, like feeling that confidence. But at the same time, you expect a standard of performance. And, I think we have a great balance of holding each other accountable, but also, appreciating the journey that we've been on. Yeah, I think it showed a little bit in the last game we played. The environment that was, you have to have experienced vets to make it out of a situation like that. And just to have poise and confidence and, a togetherness, a trust, it only comes with experience. And so I think we might see it pay off in some of those high intensity games that are definitely waiting in our future. And, we're just going to keep using it as a pro for us. Yeah, it really is special, and it's one of those things, like the joy and just the emotions that we felt when that buzzer went off and we knew that we had made history here. It's really special, and to me it culminates like why I give myself to this game every day. Like, I will do it for the rest of my life, no questions asked. Like, that feeling that you get in that moment, like, I will get up at 6 a.m. every day for the rest of my life and do conditioning if I can relive that moment one more time in my career. And it's just why I love the game. And I think that I was super blessed this year to be put in an environment and on a team with a bunch of like-minded individuals who kind of share that love and that genuine, appreciation for basketball. So, it was one of those feelings where you think you're going to be chasing it for the rest of your life after it happens. Yeah, I could go on and on about how I've been able to grow. It starts with my teammates who I'm playing with. I think what they've done to pour into me and encourage me to like be who I can for this team, whatever that may be. If I have to play traditional point guard role, if I shoot no shots and get the hockey assist every time, they value me so much no matter what stats I'm putting up. And they encourage me to be the full potential leader that I can. It's hard to lead a group that doesn't want to be led. And so I can be a great leader, but if they're not willing to be led by me, that means nothing. And so their willingness to allow me to lead them is, the number one priority. And I think that I couldn't be more grateful for them and their approach with me. And I hope they know this, but, they've really made this year so memorable for me, and it'll probably be the one thing I take away the most is, like, this team, like the coaching staff, the girls, just the quality of people that I was, blessed to be around this year. And the other thing is the coaching staff and what they've been able to do for me from just a human being standpoint and a skill set standpoint. Obviously, my game has grown a lot. I've showed a lot more versatility than I've ever shown in my career. And they've poured a ton into me from an emotional standpoint. You know, it's not hard to, it's been a difficult journey for me. And to them inherit, you know, all my baggage essentially, and to handle it with the grace that they've handled it with, and their ability to, you know, ride the wave with me. I couldn't be more grateful for them, and you know, I think that we still have a great postseason ahead of us, and so I can't wait to experience this with them.
As you talk about experience that you have on the team, what experience have you taken from your experience in the Final Four as you go into this?
Yeah, I mean, half of it is just believing that you belong in the room, and so I think me having the experience and seeing what teams look like when they play like a Final Four caliber team, what that makeup and the intensity and the edge looks like, you know, I can really instill confidence in my teammates that I see that. And I've been on the teams, I've seen the teams, I've been in those rooms, and, you know, we're right there. And like I said, it's just the whole battle is just believing that you can do it. And so, you know, my job from here on out is to make sure that my teammates are in the best place they can be mentally to perform. And whatever way I have to get that done, you know, that's the leader's job. So I think the number one level of experience that I can give our team is just reassuring us that we belong here.
Any final questions for Hailey? All right, thanks, everyone.
Yeah, I think, you know, every year it's kind of been a different group of people. So yeah, honestly, the root of where the emotions come from sometimes change, but I don't know. The Olympics was similar to last night, where it was just this super. I had everyone around me who loved me, and I loved them, and it was just like this outpouring of joy, and like it was like one of those holy moments where you just know that God is in the room. And so I would say that the one that I would say would compare to it, just from a pure emotion reactionary standpoint, would be when I made the Olympic roster. But other than that, every time is a little bit different, and I think that's why you just keep going back and chasing it.